let me play a little bit of what President Obama said yesterday. And remember, he's talking to politicians and Democrats. But listen to what advice he gives them.
You know what I think would actually make a difference, Michael? I think if everybody here, excuse all the members of the press who are here, if everybody here turned off your CNN, your Fox, just turn off the TV, MSNBC, blogs, and just go talk to folks out there instead of being in this echo chamber where the topic is constantly politics. The topic is politics.
No.
It is much more difficult to get a conversation focused on how are we going to help people than a conversation about how is this going to help or hurt somebody politically.
Stop. Okay,
and that's part.
Okay, so we want to recommend that they stop watching television. I would agree with that to some extent. I would think it would be more important to say stop talking to lobbyists. Stop looking at focus groups. Stop testing everything.
He goes on to say that people only care. They don't care about all that stuff. All they care about is what are you going to do for me?
That is so selfish.
Yeah.
No, it's really. I mean,
it's not that. That's not what we want from government. We just want you. We want to know what are you going to do to us?
Yes,
and stop doing it.
Yes.
Please. Yeah.
Now, this is why you have to start watching the news. This is why you have to convince your friends and neighbors to pay attention. If you remember right, we were called crazy for when we pointed out, we had a listener call us and point out and play some Al Gore Al Gore audio. He snuck this audio recorder in with his daughter during Barack Obama's inauguration. And Al Gore gave a speech where he said to the kids, your parents, they don't know. It's like the civil rights. They didn't know then. It was up to you to teach them. They're stuck in old think. And we told you, and we've been showing you the video, and everybody dismisses it. No, it's not indoctrination. It's not indoctrination. Once they have your kids, what then? This is something that Woodrow Wilson, the Nazis learned their propaganda from the progressive movement in the United States. Go ahead. Blogs right now. Tear it apart. And then go and read Joseph Goebbels' diaries. That's the source. So I know it's hard. I know it's really, really hard to claim that, well, there are no sources except the guy who was the main guy for propaganda for Nazi Germany. They learned it from the progressives in America. Woodrow Wilson. The other thing that they learned, and now apparently we're taking from them, is get the children. Get the children. Make sure your children are empowered by the state. Make sure the children know your parents aren't that smart. This is where, I mean, on the end of this scale, and remember, this is the end of the scale. It ended in the Hitler Youth reporting on their parents. How do you get to the Hitler Youth? How do you possibly start a culture like that? The state must stand between the parents and the children. And the state must tell the children, we know better than they do. Buckle up, gang. This one's going to be bumpy. From BarackObama.com. This isn't some crazy website. This isn't some disassociated website. BarackObama.com. Organizing for America. Now we're organizing your children. Listen to this audio. We'll play the video for you on TV. We'll send this out in our newsletter today. Listen to this audio. These are children. Go ahead.
It's extra important to advocate for your beliefs, and your family will still love you, even if they don't always agree with what you say.
He's about 17, maybe?
I'm Gary Lee.
Adam Gitlin.
I'm Julie Solomon.
I'm Kinjal Mehta.
I grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico. My family is a traditional Korean-American family, and we're first generation.
Well, my family is not very political at all. It was always up to me and my brother explaining what was going on to my parents.
So I have an aunt and an uncle who aren't Obama.
Great point, Pat. You
They're
hear that?
too stupid.
It's always me. I always had to explain it to my parents. Now they go to a girl who's maybe, 14?
Yeah, maybe.
Wearing braces. Listen to what she's saying.
Voters or supporters. And when we all go out to dinner as my cousins and my aunts and uncles and my parents and my sister, politics always comes up because, grown-ups.
After 2004, I was furious, and my parents didn't want to do anything. It was a little bit awkward. You're telling your parents who have raised you, who have given you these talks.
But it's okay. It's okay for this guy to be telling his parents. They raised him. They're not smart enough, though.
Excuse me, hang on just a second.
That's great.
It is okay for my kids. I have these discussions with my kids.
Sure.
My kids, I encourage my kids to disagree with me.
But they're setting the parents up
I know.
as adults.
Of course they are. There's a difference
It's like a
between
Nickelodeon show or something.
It is.
The parents are so stupid.
Right. So the 14-year-old girl has to teach her family about politics. Listen.
They need to do something different.
Lots of my friends' parents probably aren't going to vote because they're all really busy. So my friends and I all work really hard to get them to vote and register. So my cousins and I have to talk to them about why we as the future generations really need Obama as the president. We start out easily and just start saying, so, watch the debate, and then we'll say, well, we really think that what Obama or Biden said about energy is really important because we need to start fixing that now before it will be too late.
It's more of like sitting down and having this.
Point.
It almost feels like a parent-child conversation, except I'm the parent and they're the child. And
Stop! Do you hear it? America! Do you hear it? It's a parent-child relationship, except we're the parent and they're the child. What president does this to a family? What president does this to get reelected? You want to talk about the solution? The solution is build up the family, repair the family, help the family. What is this guy doing? He's telling the children, the President of the United States, the damn Messiah, is telling them, go tell your parents they're stupid. They don't know. They're the children. They're the children. Democrats, Republicans, independents, thinking Americans. You know this is wrong. It is getting worse and worse, spookier and spookier. I mean, we had the hypnotized children singing Barack Hussein Obama. That was, that's just a teacher. That's a crazy teacher. This is at BarackObama.com. Organizing for America. Yeah, we're going to have conversations with our parents, and it's almost like we're going to have to be the parents and they're the teachers. A 14-year-old girl in braces saying, I just start out small. I just talk to them and say, hey, so I watched the State of the Union. Hey, so we really think energy, that policy that he said is really good. This isn't education. This isn't about the American process. This isn't about civics. This is about Barack Obama and idol worship. There's nothing else to say. Sponsor this.